It's Ryan from Home Group. I hope you've had a great week. Beth and I write for GuelphToday. We've been doing that since June of 2018. And the goal around that is that we're trying to provide more of a story and information for the readers. So you've probably seen in many cases the data that comes out that talks about the average days on the market and the median price and all of these sorts of things. But without any context, that information doesn't really mean anything to a reader. So we try to provide information in more of a story form that gives a greater detail and of course would have greater interest as well. This month, we talk about a few different things in the whirlwind of variables that are in play with the Guelph real estate market. One of them is the stay-at-home order itself. And with everybody having to stay home, as per the government, there have been a lot of questions about whether real estate is still able to happen. And yes, it is an essential service. It always has been, but under strict protocol. And that protocol has already been in place since last March or April. So in terms of the way real estate transactions and viewings are conducted, it's still the same. There are no open houses. They're realtor guided tours, and there are many things in place that we have so that we make sure that our buyers are safe, our sellers are safe, and each other are safe. So business as usual from a real estate perspective. In terms of sales, in December we got down to 30 available homes in Guelph. And for some context, at the same time last year there was about 150. So we're at, if my math is right, that's 20% of what we had last year. And when that happens, there's nothing available and you have a lot of buyers, prices go way up because people fight for the ones that are available, and it just causes massive bidding wars. But we have now got to 80 available homes in the market, and when that happens and buyers have more choice, it's not as aggressive and prices don't go as crazy as they have been. Still, it's low versus last year. It's about 50% of what was available last year at this time, but it's better than it was a few weeks ago. So hopefully we'll see that improve and buyers have more choice and prices get a little more reasonable. But we advise that if you're a buyer right now and you don't have to move, we'd advise that you just wait it out a little bit longer. We're starting to see it improve, probably going to get better. If you're a seller, it's never been a better time. We are at the best moment in Guelph history to sell a house. So if you're waiting for that perfect moment, you're probably as close as you're going to get as right now. The other thing we talk about is universities, the University of Guelph, and how there's been 70% enrollment, and some students have stayed home. They didn't continue with their leases. They either didn't come back or got out of their lease. And we tracked some student developments last year, and those student developments underperformed the Guelph market this year if we took a look at year-over-year sales. And so it might be an indication that investors are still a little bit worried about what's going to happen, and they don't want to put their investment money into something that might be a bad investment. So we'll continue to watch that market. If you do have any questions about investments or student properties, give us a call. The other thing that's worth considering is that with unemployment and with a shutdown, there are many types of service and hospitality industries right now that just aren't working at all. And those people in many cases have mortgages to pay. And we might see more of those homes come on the market in the next 4 to 6 months. On the flip side of that, though, we also have a situation where a lot of white-collar workers or employers who have the ability to allow their employees to work from home may have done so. So those people maybe have maintained their jobs and maybe looking to move up the housing ladder at the same time. So we're going to have sort of a polarizing effect with white-collar employees potentially trying to move up in the market and service industry potentially downgrading or getting out of the market, which is probably going to create a divide in the middle. And it will be, we don't have a crystal ball, obviously, but it will be interesting to see what happens in the coming months and how that sort of plays out. And lastly, mortgage rates. Anybody that has been looking for a mortgage lately will know that the rates are at historic lows, below 2%, sometimes well below 2%. And that is allowing people to do a couple of things. But mainly it is encouraging them to potentially get into the market or make a move in the market or do something different, just because it is so appealing at them for them at this point to to use their credit and their mortgage to their advantage with lines of credit or whatever it is they want to do. Overall, it's still sort of a crazy market out there, and we're watching it closely. If you do have any questions on the market, specifically the Guelph real estate market, give us a call. We're happy to help. Talk to you later.